Justice me.
Money in the way for what they got to say. I throw it up, it's falling down, it's definitely in the way.
Welcome back, guys. Another episode of the Chart Talk with Jake and myself. This week we'll be going over the market outlook, member ideas, good trade, bad trade, as well as the top idea of the week. Jake, you want to get it started with the market recap?
Yeah, let's get right into it. So Friday we got a news-driven sell-off. Shocker. It's the second Friday in a row we've seen Trump come out, say something on Twitter that was wild about either the China trade or whatever it is. And we got the market sell-off. And then today was the last day of the quarter, and we're not sure if we saw some window dressing today or if the market wants to reverse and shake off the news for now. So right now we're looking at 298 resistance in the SPY. It's a very, very big area, that 298 and that 300 in the SPY. That's going to be very telling for market direction this week. And I think, tomorrow and the next day we'll really see where this market wants to go. I think it's a big inflection point in this area. So I'm definitely prepared to long side and the short side. I came into the week thinking short on the brain. Just with that, we keep having these news-driven sell-offs, and we're seeing a ton of stocks like the Rokus, the Shopifys, the Trade Desks, the Okta softwares. We're seeing these names that were crazy market leaders fall 30, 40% from highs. That's not indicative of a very healthy market when the market leaders start doing that. But we did see a ton of rotation to the industrials and the utility names, safe havens. XLU traded at all-time highs. So, we could go either way at this point, I'm thinking. Definitely have my eyes on those recent market leaders, and if they're going to continue to fall, if they're going to turn around, I think that'll really be the key indicator for the market. What are you thinking?
I mean, we spoke like 2 weeks ago about like that retest in the SPY that we'd have to expect some bit of pullback, and we're getting that now. So everything that you've been saying, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, it's just like we're looking good, and boom, boom, a news drop, and it'll be this violent price action. Like what we saw in Baba last Friday, Adam Rav was short. Shouts out to him on that trade. But it dropped like $14 in a minute. It's like, if you're on the wrong side of that, yeah, you do not want to be messing around. So, I mean, it's a little bit dangerous with the price action right now. But, there's still strength in industrials and those sectors, the value names. So, until those names start breaking down, I think this market will hold up. But those are a few things I'm watching for sure.
All right. It's funny you mentioned Baba. Like last week we spoke about it. I was like pissed that I lost $1 in Baba buying 180. Now it's like so glad I lost $1.
Yeah, $13 on the 1 minute chart. Nuts.
Yeah, crazy. All right, we'll jump into member ideas. We got Tyler Kenny looking at TTC through 74.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a nice one. Strong bull flag at highs. If you zoom out on the weekly. That's a beautiful level, yeah. So 74 money.
Looks great. Let's see. Next, we got Franklin Madsen looking at ANSS 221. Sent it earlier today. Kind of wet.
Yeah, it looks good. Strong name. I mean, you had to buy it today. It looks like that 221, but definitely looks like it's going higher. That's it.
Yeah, short and sweet. We got David Taylor. He usually has RCII through 26.
Man, this RCII, I was going to talk about in this best trade, worst trade. It triggered so beautifully. What was it? Last Tuesday? Whatever it was. And then the impeachment news, the impeachment inquiry came out and just dragged all stocks lower. I was super heavy in this one, but it definitely still looks good above that 26 quarter area or whatever you said, 26.50. Definitely have my eye on this one still. And
then let's see. Next, we got Adam Chatty. Two names. This AMP through 150, 152.
Yeah, that looks good. Financial name. Now it's funny. Remember a week or two in the chart talks we were talking about how every name was a software name, and now it's like you couldn't find one. Find something after they all got taken out to the woodshed. So that's the rotation we're seeing, where it's like, yeah, Ameriprise Financial looks decent. I'm not dying to buy a breakout in it, but that's kind of where the money's rotating right now.
Yeah, even with this AMP, like I was looking at this one back in like June, July through that 152, and then I just got cracked down to the 130s. And this is kind of like when no one really wants to buy it because it like got beat up, where it can kind of sneak through and kind of have a little bit of a run. So I'll radar. His second one was this AON 198 200. Yeah, 198.
Yeah, pretty well developed bull flag. Yeah, that 196, 198 area looks good. Good. I mean, just a well developed bull flag at highs. That's solid.
All right, and then we got rounding up. We got Golem. He was looking at this JCOM through 92.
Oh wow, it's a very serious level.
Yeah.
I love the level of the weekly. Wouldn't mind, a little bit more consolidation. Right now on the daily chart, it's pretty wide, the action. Today 89 to 91 is pretty, support, closest support down at, 88 area or whatever. So you want to see that 90-92 get really tight on the daily chart and give us a really tight entry. That'd be great. But definitely like the level on a longer term basis.
Yes, I mean 2 years. 2 years can't break 92. So.
Right, when that thing breaks.
Got to be in. All right, so I mean that was a quick one. We round up all the member ideas. We can jump into good trade, bad trade.
Yeah. I just want to talk about this RCII. Oh man, this gave me such a beautiful opportunity. It was the 24th. This thing triggered on such high volume. I was able to get my hands on 7,500 shares, and everything was looking good with the trade. And then that impeachment inquiry news came out, and the stock got slammed. Not really even slammed. I only lost 20 cents overall in the trade. But it was just so frustrating because everything was looking so good. It triggered on high volume coming out of this really tight wedging area. I was loving this. I was loving the position I had. And then, something we've been dealing with so much this year is the bullshit news just coming out of nowhere. And then Pelosi came out with the impeachment inquiry, around noon Tuesday. And that's when everything really started to sink and we started seeing aggressive selling after that. I'm still focused on this one. I'll be in it when it goes for sure. Just so frustrating dealing with the news like every day. Every day it seems there's some crazy news drop.
Nice. All right. I mean, we haven't really had too many crazy trades the last couple of weeks. It has been a little slower. One of mine I finally got sucked out was this DFS. This was, again, we bought this back in July through 82. We got a solid move, 10 points higher, and it quickly reversed and kind of broke back under that 82 breakout area. So we have that trade, that sneaky buyback. When it comes back through that breakout area, we want to get long. So a lot of the guys we rebought that 82. This was beginning of September, like September 5th. And, we only got a little bit of a pop, went like about $4 on the entry. And we just had a break even stop versus 82. It didn't work. I finally got stopped out September 24th, break even trade. But we pretty much sat in that thing all month. Just didn't really get that follow through. That was probably the main one this week that I finally got stepped out of. That was, good that we were buying with the trend. Bad, just, fortunately didn't work. I at least didn't take any profits when it was up, $4 in the entry.
All right, solid.
Yeah. So we can jump into top idea of the week.
What you looking at?
This PPG. 120, 122. It's been setting up for 4 years now, 3 years now, 4 years. Hasn't really broke that. It's just not as much of a hard level going back a couple of those years, but it's just, again, flagging near all-time highs. We've been seeing these higher lows even going back from 2014. So these buyers keep stepping up. It's just when this thing wants to go, we want to make sure that we're in it.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable monthly chart. It's like one of the best you'll see.
Yeah, I feel like this one, if you gave it verse like 114, like you give it the right amount of room, granted that's 6 points from the entry, maybe you'd be a little bit lighter, but if you give it that right room, there's no reason why this can't be, $150 stock, $160 stock like a year from now.
Absolutely.
So, if you, give it the right room, you can definitely catch the bigger piece of it.
All right, solid. So a couple longs. I'm looking at this ORLY, O'Reilly Automotive. We've been seeing the consumer names, the value names be really strong. This one has a huge level overhead at 410. It's consolidating this 400, 405 region. So if we could break through that area, I think it has a big breakout on its hands. And then this MELI, M-E-L-I. So I came into that today. It's been a high flyer, e-commerce stock. I came into today thinking it might be a short, but the way it closed Friday, and we've been seeing the destruction in the names that have been the strongest in the market, such as the Shopify's and the Trade Desk. So I was like, if the market wants to panic, I could see this one flushing. However, today, it put in a really nice inside day pivot right at this previous resistance area, turning to support. Now it's like, looking at the chart, it's like a little bit of a controlled pullback from highs. This one looks really good to me too, through 552, 555 area. Definitely like that one a lot. To the short side, I'm starting to love this win, WYNN. Starting to love this short a lot. So we saw a stronger day in the market, and this one just had absolutely no buyers. I was staring at it today, tight inside day, just relatively weak. It's kind of got this wedging pattern, bear flag. I think this one just absolutely flushes below this 108, 107.50 area. I might get aggressive with this one off the inside day low. And then the last short I'm looking at is BZUN, Baozun. So it's a Chinese name. I actually like the company long term. Great growth company in the e-commerce space. The problem is anything China is just defective right now, as we saw at Baba Friday. These names are just like, with all the more and more headlines are coming out, more and more bad news. Trump was threatening to delist Chinese stocks, like absolutely ridiculous. But investors' appetite for risk in these names is just decreasing. This one's bear flagging on the what is that, the 100-day simple moving average. So this one cracks that 41.40 area. I think it's really going to get cracked. So I like that win in that BZUN short a lot. I'm going to be focused on those the rest of the week.
We've even if you talk like WUBA, we've started to see that name sort of break down. Like it finally broke that 50 support, which is kind of like that B-zone kind of 40.
Exactly. It's like it's only a matter of time until these names start breaking down, because it's just the headlines just getting worse and worse every week.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I really like that Melly as well. I had it through 560. I had the line drawn, but
well, it was funny. It was funny because I saw you today say orders in the. I put on the shakedown. I was like, if the market wants to panic again, I'm going to look to short this Melly through lows. And you put on the radar, you were looking to buy this Melly, and I saw the pivot it put it in, and I was like, oh shit, that's a good looking chart.
Yeah. Yeah, got both either way,
Well, yeah, I mean, we're focusing on inflection points, so no matter what, we have tight risk entries, whether it be to the short or long side. So it makes sense that a short could be a long very quickly, depending on how it acts at these important areas.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I have one bad trade in this Ulta. Just remember because Connor just mentioned me, he's in it. We talked about this. I think we talked about it 2 weeks ago. I was buying it through 230, and I actually got stopped out break even in this. He's still in it, and he's up 20 points in the name. And this is like these like those examples where it's like if it wasn't the best chart. You had to really give it the right room versus those lows. But again, it's bottom right. It's been pretty weak. I'm not trying to give it the 5 points. I want to just keep it break even. So that's one of those quick little examples. Like I think we're up 20 points, and the risk was about $5, but I kept it break even, so I didn't make any money in it. But Connor's still in it, just trailing low day stop, and if you get into this gap fill, who knows where it's going to come.
Now he's sitting at 4-to-1 risk reward. Worst case, he makes 3-to-1 if he gets stopped out. It's a really good trade on his part.
Yeah.
Not on yours.
All right. So we rounded up good trade, bad trade, top ideas. We got book of the week. What are you reading?
Old school. This is a throwback classic. Liar's Poker. It's about the 1980s, 90s Solomon Brothers, the bond traders. Absolutely legendary book, legendary story. You just got to read it. It's a Michael Lewis classic. One of the first books I read on the desk type thing. Like, you got to have this one.
Nice. Actually, I never read that one, so I'm going to have to have that one on the list. I got Panama Papers. So this is like all about like offshore banking, and this was like one of the biggest, there's like the Snowden, like Edward Snowden, like all the stuff that got like disclosed.
Leaks
just like the
and
biggest,
stuff, yeah.
This is the biggest leak like in the history. It was like 1 terabyte worth of data. There was like 3,000, offshore companies that were all listed. You got stuff about Putin. You have, African warlords, like all these people that it's all coming out, and just how like they found all this information, how they collected it. Like they had these super old laptops, like my old computer, so they couldn't access the information. So they had to get these like supercomputers to like, kind of cipher all the information. So nothing related to the market, but just very interesting how a lot of these really wealthy guys are kind of moving money around like in the shadows, and how it all kind of came to light with one source kind of leaking it all out. So it's a pretty interesting read.
That does sound interesting. I like that. I'm gonna order that one.
Yeah. So I think this is one of our quickest chart talks.
Yeah. Well. 1 miss.
Again, we are the absolute worst. We never do the thumbs up thing. Until next week, guys. Good luck. Happy trading.
Happy trading.